This is a film about street music in Brighton, specifically a 1 kilometre stretch of shared space between two piers on the seafront. No traffic, just a handful of shops and bars and attractions. The rest is open landscape that looks out to sea. Musicians played to the atmosphere here, creating moments of spontaneous expression from mundane instances. An experience we can all participate in. We're all strangers here until the music plays.
Pandemic was quite hard on musicians, really, because there were no venues to play at.
A year and a half ago, you couldn't go out with like it turned into like a rave every time. It was good, but you could never just go out and have a chilled out play. That's because everyone was desperate for something to do. I was going out and playing music beat, so it's not surprising.
Busking is like a music school, you know? You're better prepared as a musician if you have a busking background. You need to go with the flow, you know, to enchant the audience. You need to make them come with you.
So why do musicians choose to busk here? What effect does the environment and the audience have on the performance? And how does it impact the music that is made?
Busking, it's more intimate, because when you go to a gig, it's like the stage, it's the artist's realm. While in a busking environment, it's more the real thing, you know? And you get to know more the musician and the music without super production as well.
I've been filming street music performances on the seafront since the end of the lockdown era, and I've noticed that I'm not the only one making videos. How does recording and sharing to online networks impact your experience as a busker? This is also a film about filming busking, my experience discovering this scene and making collaborations with the musicians who populate it. We begin with Josh, a familiar fixture on the Brighton seafront. Josh has been playing here for several years alongside his gigging career.
Busking was, well, it's just playing music in the street, pretty much. Street performance, street art. I always liked it. It's quite nice to be outside and playing. It's quite spontaneous. You can play quite freely as well. I just ended up playing that sound with the loop station. I just found those kind of loops I wanted and developed over time. It wasn't like a conscious decision to like, I want to have this particular impact and I want to have this particular sound. It was more just a organic process. I guess busking appeals a lot to me, so I like experimenting. Playing every day and seeing people respond to it and develop naturally over time. Especially when people are dancing as well, you kind of play differently. You kind of feel how certain things you play will be better for movement, I guess. Sometimes you start playing something a bit more weird and aggressive sounding, people actually like it more and they stop and listen. You think you're pushing it too far, but that's the point at which it actually becomes interesting. Some of the best things you write sometimes are when you went a bit too far, you made a few mistakes. It just seems to happen of its own, really. It just feels like this little thing has come along and it's got its own life to it.
Now we travel along the promenade to meet with Elia, who has just arrived in Brighton. It's a bit windy down here, isn't it? Yeah.
The last time I had the speaker like this, but this time I just hear it's really good because if I put the speaker like a monitor, the sound is just came to my ears and go upside, and it's perfect because I can hear everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's really like this, I can hear. Also, now the wind is not on our side now because from here and we heard more sound from it. My name is Elia. I quit my job years ago, and I start with this trip. It's 7 years that I continue with my camper van, and I travel, and I cannot stop. I cannot make a step back because it's the price of the freedom.
It's the wind on the streets.
Music is the art that I prefer because I can express myself completely in a true way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I know it's too early for the techno, but I want to play a techno song for you where we use the throat singing. We start with the kick. We have a loop station here. We have 3 slots. In the first slot, we'll be recording the beat, the kick in this case, like this. Let's go, techno mode.
In the street, everything is magical because all the time is a surprise.
Step 3, recording the snare.
The important thing is freedom and exchange with the people your emotions and feel yourself with the people like a community.
And now the throat singing.
Are you sure you don't want to make a beat? I will tap for you.
Alright, let's go. Just one bar.
Yeah. The most part of the new song that I wrote, it starts from this kind of moment. Because you don't have expectation. It's like a jam session, not with yourself, but with the crowd, no?
Way on the street, timing seems like a run. I live in the new city, out the basket with the sun. I live in new experience with the people and the spot. It's hard to play in the street, but if I love is not a part. I use my sound system to draw me some vibration. Put this in my lyrics for a little education. Can I demand you to always pay attention? Share my life with you, then now we go with the loop station.
My intention is like to just play my music. I have the camper van, I have my autonomy, I have my freedom. That's enough.
You give to me a new energy. It was really nice. Thank you, Rosie.
Away from the hustle and bustle of town, we meet Kamal, who prefers the local atmosphere of the Seafront.
come for the vibe, really. Come down here on a warm, sultry evening. Everybody knows each other, very communal. People come down, they sit there, watch the sun go down. You know, it's just a magical experience. Tonight there's no wind, so the elements aren't affecting me in any way. In fact, it's more inspiring me. Because I've been playing here for a little while, there's people that actually know that I'm here, and they'll come down and they'll sit and listen to some music, and that's a buzz for me. It's really all about, you know, atmosphere, vibe, people feeling good. I'm out here and you just got to take what comes.
I thought this was going to be easy. Given the popularity of busking clips online, I was sure the offer of a high-quality video recording would be appealing. I'd turn up with my camera and my position would be immediately obvious. But it was a steep learning curve. To begin with, when I approached musicians, I felt uncomfortable, unsure as to whether I was intruding in their performance, yet unable to interrupt them to explain what I was doing. The experience made me wonder what it meant to go out and film people in public. Eventually, I realized my problem. It wasn't possible for me to be an invisible, neutral observer. I was an active participant, just like everyone else in the audience, whether they realized it or not. As soon as I turned up with a camera, I was changing the situation.
If someone wants to film it, then it's fair enough. I usually kind of like it in a way that it means it might be a good video I could use, or someone might share it. And it makes you a bit more inspired to play better. And other times you might think you're playing quite well, and then you realise someone's recording it, and then you kind of think, oh no, I'm playing worse now. It's different every time. You can play worse if you know you're being recorded, which sets you up in a different mind frame where you're thinking too much about what you're going to do.
Up in Brighton, it's just a little bit touristy. People, they'll want to take videos and photos, but they don't really get into the music as such. I'm not a great fan of that. It's the way sometimes people do it. They do it on a sort of like quiet. They come by and it's like, filming, and they don't give you any kind of feedback in terms of the music. They don't give you anything. It's just like video, right.
For me, it's impossible, for example, to make a online streaming performance because you are in the front of a screen. It's not true. And in the moment when you have the people in front of you, it's like a magical moment because you have a kind of a community, no? And if you have a message that you want to share with the people, you need to have some people who heard you. Otherwise, you just express your message for nothing.
For better or for worse, filming is an intervention. It can create a record of a spontaneous moment that otherwise would not be repeated. Or filming can take something essential away from the experience. When there's a message to be shared, how do you navigate this conflict as a video maker?
My name is João, and I started the Brighton Beach Busking channel. We're trying to build a strong busking community in Brighton, and it's making people be seen from that. From the channel, they can use the links of the video to promote themselves. I film the way I would like myself to be watching at home. I try to get colors, not too gray, and I always try to capture also if there is some people watching. With the time I've been doing this, now I know the best spots or the best angles, where to stand and how to advise them to get maximum views from each video. Since I started the channel, a lot of musicians and bands say, man, I haven't been busking for a while and I've seen your channel, it's great what you're doing, I'm let you know the next time I'm coming out. And I think because they've seen a lot of buskers on the channel as well, so they feel more relaxed and more confident in going outside and doing something. The community is growing not just because of its online activity, but also I'm doing a lot of groundwork. Every day I'm out in the city center, face to face, talking to people. And that's how it grew. When you ask me to do the interviews, and I prefer not to be on camera, I like to be the guy behind the camera. Because when I come the next time, they will say, there's a guy from Brighton Beach busking, so the video is not going to be raw, natural anymore. That's why. I like to be passing by and do things organic and naturally. I don't like to organize anything, because it helps to keep this natural atmosphere, raw atmosphere. If you get 200 views, it's 200 people watching you, and it's not just someone passing by. Social media is changing fast. Now the channel is good, now the channel is growing, but we don't know about tomorrow. It kind of scares me a little bit.
João is creating a community archive, providing valuable support to the busking scene, and even opening it up, encouraging new musicians to go out and try busking for the first time. However, the musicians featured on his channel don't have much say in how the videos are produced. With this in mind, I wanted to invite the musicians I filmed with to collaborate. With this video, Elia was able to mix and master the audio himself, according to his own artistic vision. I wanted to try and expand this sense of collaboration into the visual domain as well.
Please, the fish song. Please play the fish song. I love it so much. Best song ever. Yeah? You're in for a treat.
Josh told me he was competing in the first ever Busking World Cup, taking place in Gwangju, South Korea. He needed a new performance video to enter the next round. I suggested to Josh that we collaborate on a music video of his fish song. We met to explore how he imagined a visual interpretation of his music might look.
I think it looks a bit messy with all these leaves everywhere.
Yeah.
It matters. You can always add some pink filter onto the Video.
Yeah. Do. What kind of weather were you like hoping for?
Oh, I guess the ultimate would have been like an amazing sunset, wouldn't it? I guess. So I think it's fine like this. It's quite nice. I think I should like add a few extra instruments or something. I'll try and make the mix sound a bit more. It just sounds live at the moment, doesn't it? But I could try and get the ultimate comp of all the best bits for the takes. Make it a bit more like a kind of cross between a live version and a produced version. It's nice if it sounds live in a way, and gives it its own, gives it more validity in a way.
And like, it just goes with the whole aesthetic. Like, you don't want it to be like super hi-fi necessarily.
Making a video.
Nice setup.
Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
Beautiful setup.
Nice. Cheers.
I was imagining, for example, in the scene where you see the feet, right? Like if there was kind of the tide rising, and all the tide, like, and everything that's underwater is cartoon, but everything that is out, like outside the water is live.
Like the idea of like the fish breathing out bubbles.
Yeah.
And then like little fish come out of the bubbles.
Yes.
And then the fish eats those little fish. A circular thing that happens, like a psychedelic kind of thing. It even have a slightly 80s Star Wars kind of vibe, couldn't it? As well, punctually bold and simple and silly.
Punctually bold, simple and silly.
I think that the fish, you had like the rainbow stuff, to show that it's swimming in the river of dreams. You just had like, what are the like lines of colour, almost like confetti.
Yeah, I was thinking
They're like
about
almost
that.
like confetti, like strings of colour going past it. So you've got the rainbow colour. It's almost like sci-fi kind of just streams of colour going behind it.
And all these would be very easy to animate, like they could just be in a loop, right? Like it could be literally just 3-4 drawings, just in a loop.
It is loop, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything could be a loop.
In making this film, I've grown to understand the ways that busking creates space for musical practice, generating spontaneity, atmosphere, and audience interaction, opening up a unique creative freedom. And you can't help but notice the community of people from different walks of life that are brought together through this music.
You're a fish in a river, swimming in the river of dreams. Just a fish swimming in the river, swimming in the river of dreams. Like a rainbow trout, when you open your mouth, bubbles come out. Like a sea green that doesn't realize he's swimming in a stream.
The impulse to capture this moment in video also carries the power to ruin it. Done right, videos have the potential to support musicians beyond the moment of the performance, generating an audience that transcends the moment, expanding reach from the local to the global. In the chaos of the everyday, street performances become the thread that stitches individuals together, creating a temporary community from disparate strangers. We're all strangers until the music plays.